That was easy.
You're in Barbados, bitch. Hey guys, I'm Jasmine with Instant Manifestation Made Easy, and this video is about what does it mean when you manifest the wrong specific person. So actually, this is a very common occurrence, and so people ask me about this all the time, and I have answers for you. And by the end of this video, you're completely gonna understand not only why you manifested the wrong person, but what that means and how to fix it or how to turn it around so that you can manifest your specific person, specifically the way that you want and the one that you want. Okay, so like I said, this happens all the time, and it's really, really simple. Stay tuned till the end of the video so that you can understand what you need to do differently once you reach this point in order to manifest your specific person. If you manifest the wrong specific person, it means that you're applying the manifestational techniques and you're feeling differently, you're affirming differently, you're feeling differently, you're expecting differently. You're applying the techniques, but you still don't believe that what you want will come from your specific person. So let's say you're in alignment with love, but the picture of the person that you have in your mind, or the picture of your specific person that you have in your mind, it doesn't match up with them giving you this love. Okay, so you're still holding in your mind a picture of them or an assumption of them, an idea of their reality that is not coinciding with what you're trying to attract from them. So basically, you still don't expect that your specific person is going to give you what you want. But here's the thing, is that when it comes to manifesting, it's really about persistence and the way that you respond to the things that happen on your way to a manifestation tell you where you're at. So it's not really about what happens. We already know that we can change what happens. It's about how you respond and react and define what happens. That is your defining moment that determines the future that happens thereafter. There are specifically two things that you need to do differently, and I'm going to explain each one. So if you're manifesting the things that you want, but not from your specific person, you're getting it from other people, number one, the first thing that you should do is definitely define that and take that as evidence of your manifestation. Yeah, for sure, like I'm seeing this, and that means I'm on my way to getting exactly what I want. Never, ever, ever define a manifestation as meaning that you're doing something wrong or that you're not getting what you want. And I think this is the number one mistake that is made so commonly. Like I said, the way that your perspective is on a situation tells you where you're at. You just have to keep going. You just have to persist. You just have to know it more than you believe the outside circumstance. So if you still don't have the thing that you want, it means that you're believing in the circumstance more than you're believing in what you want. No, you have to know it so much that you don't need it because you know it. You have to know it so much that nothing can throw you off. And then when you pass that test, that's when things are going to have to shift and change and move for you. But if every time that something happens, you define it as you're not getting your way, you'll be right, and that you're creating that in that moment. It wasn't already that you weren't getting your way. It was that you defined it that way, and then you manifested that you're not getting your way. In this very moment, you can say, oh, that means I'm going to get what I want, and I know it, and then you'll get it. But you have to persist in doing that. So every single wonderful thing that comes to you from any person, anywhere, anything, use that as your evidence that you are receiving what you want and that you're getting closer and closer, and that it's like, I know it. I know that I'm getting closer. I know it. I'm putting one foot in front of the other. I know where I'm going. I know where this path ends. I know where this path leads. I know what I'm on my way to. I know that I'm seeing evidence of that. I know that there's nothing in the universe that can stop me, and if I keep going, I'm going to get it. And I know that it's completely inevitable and there's no other way for it to go. That's where you want to be with it. So I don't care if you have to go through 5 people, 10 people, I don't care. You just use every single little incident and person to be your evidence and your acknowledgement of what you already know. The second thing is what we call living in the end versus living from the end. This is a really important distinction, and I'm using this terminology specifically because it's simply a Neville Goddard term that I think you guys are familiar with. But living in the end versus living from the end. So you can think of something without actually putting yourself in that experiential scenario. There is a big difference between watching something happen, watching a movie, watching a play, and actually putting yourself inside that scenario of having the thing that you're observing. So in this instance, living in the end represents you thinking of what you want, but you're not actually experiencing it as real for you in first person point of view. First person point of view is not an experience that you're having visually. Like the visual, whatever you're seeing in your mind doesn't matter. It's the first person point of view assumption and experiencing the essence of I'm experiencing this personally from my first person point of view. It's happening to me. Okay, that's what you need to be experiencing. So supposedly living in the end is thinking about what you want, what you want, what you want, what you want. But living from the end is actually living as if that is your life. Living as if you're already in that. Just like Neville Goddard in his videos and his stories. One of the stories is he wanted to go to Barbados. He did not have any means to get there. And his teacher, Abdullah, told him that he's in Barbados. And that's it. That's the end of it. You're in Barbados. To the point to where Neville Goddard was seeking his attention and his advice and his help, and Abdullah just slammed the door in his face, like, I can't talk to you if you're in Barbados. You're in Barbados. Bye. Slammed the door in his face. You're in Barbados, bitch. So you want to be in that reality, inside that reality. This is the part that is the journey, is figuring out what that really feels like for you, what that experiential reality of that manifestation and first person point of view for you really feels like, what it's really like. I think that a lot of people come into the idea of wanting to manifest things and they think it feels a certain way, but as you move closer and closer into that manifestation, you get closer and closer to that manifestation, you'll start to see that you start to feel differently. Your feelings will normalize. Like, for instance, I notice a lot of people who want to manifest a specific person, they will attempt to make the other person completely desperate for them. And I think that this is a reflection of their own desperation, how they want the other person to feel desperate because they're feeling desperate because that's where you're at, right? So how can you not project desperation on the other person if you're feeling that way? Imagine how you would feel if, let's say, you're trying to manifest a specific person. So for instance, imagine how you would feel if you were already in a very loving, secure, mutually satisfying and fulfilling, stable, committed, convenient, confident, happy, joyful, loving, sensual, complete relationship. Imagine what this very complete relationship feels like. It kind of feels whole. It kind of feels calm. It kind of feels happy. It kind of feels nice. It kind of feels comfortable. It kind of feels comfortable. It feels very comfortable. It feels very nice, very sweet, very good. You can kind of throw notes in there of anything that you want, seduction and fun and play and love and even mystical experiences, but there's not desperation there. You're not like being desperate for each other when you're already in that very secure, mutually satisfying experience. So this is something to look at. I'm making an example because this is the difference between the way that you're going to attempt and intend to manifest something when you're on the outskirts of it versus when you kind of practice and you get farther in and you get closer and you get more familiar with where you're going and you satisfy yourself and you get more stable within yourself, and then you're going to project a lot more stability outwards, and then you're going to manifest the stability in the relationship. So just make sure that there's no clinging or grabbing or needy desperation that you're putting into this visualization or this manifestation energy as you're trying to manifest a specific person. Like, if you really, 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 really want them to want you, then you don't believe that they want you, and you really, 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 really want them to prove it to you because you don't really believe it. Make sure that you like this video and let YouTube know that this was an awesome video. Subscribe and ring the bell to receive updates every time that I release a new video. I release new videos every Tuesday through Friday, 2 p.m. EST. Come and chat live with me during the premiere. Also, if you haven't already, subscribe to receive emails if you would like to receive my online magazine, which is a transcript of every single one of my brand new videos as they come out. And if you would like to join my online community, we focus more on scripting, affirming, and rampages of appreciation. So if that sounds good, you can check out all those links below. By the way, if you want coaching, I'm completely booked up for this month, but you can totally schedule for next month. That link is below as well. Here's my playlist on how to manifest a specific person. Here's a video you might like. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next.
That was easy.